perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
All right, Lindsay keeps alluding to this story, and it seems like she's trying to say that this story shows that that she did something goofy, or it's what the feeling I'm getting from it. That she has
not smart.
Yeah, that she's been stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us what you have done.
Okay. So the girls' weekend was this past weekend. 3 girls came to the beach, stayed at my parents' condo. Well, one person drove. Okay. So we get home one night and we're sitting around and I'm like, I could use some ice cream. Holly, I'm going to take your car. I'm going to go to the food line across the street and I'm going to get some snacks. She's like, okay. So she hands me her key fob. I go outside, I see her car, and I open the door and I'm like, that's weird. It wasn't locked, but okay, whatever. So I get in. I turn on the car and I'm like, Holly listens to some shag music, honey. It is beach music. She is ready for the beach. Okay, cool. So I'm like, I got to make fun of her about that. So I get to the Food Lion. I park the car. I get out and it's not locking. And I'm like, why is this car not locking? So I go in the car and I'm like, oh my gosh, she has another key fob. It's probably Justin's key fob in her husband in the cup holder. So I'm like, okay, let me take that out and put it in my bag. I locked the door, got the goodies, came back, got back to the condo, and I parked in a different spot because it's like so crowded. And then I come up the stairs, we eat our ice cream, whatever. Well, I'm getting in the shower after that. So I'm fully naked. The shower's on. I'm getting in. And I'm like, I need to go tell her I have an extra key fob because you know me. Mm-hmm. If I don't tell her, I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
So I put my towel on. I run out there. I'm like, peek my head around the corner. I'm like, hey, Holly, just want to let you know I've got 2 key fobs in my bag of yours. And also I threw away your TJ Maxx bag. It was empty. It was like in the front seat and it was huge. So I just threw it away. And she was like, I don't have an extra key fob and I definitely haven't been to TJ Maxx in like a year. Guys, at that point we went, we're screaming. I'm naked. The shower's on. I run in. I put my clothes on. We run out. There are 2 identical cars with South Carolina license plates because she has a white SUV and this. I took someone else's car.
And the key worked in it to start it and everything?
So then I see the condo manager. Do we need to go?
No, we got 45 seconds.
Okay. I see the condo manager. His name's Wayne. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Wayne, come here. And he walks over here. I'm like, listen, I need you to find out whose car I just took because this is crazy. It's parked somewhere different. And whoever this is going to be like, why is my car over there? It's like a long way away.
Okay. So now we need to take a break. So
okay.
All right. So we'll finish this and find out if Lindsay had to go to jail. Obviously, she didn't have to go to jail, but I want to know what the people thought when they found out that their car had been taken to the store unbeknownst to them. All right. So hang on. That's next.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Click the deals button to get all our exclusive best deals anywhere from all of the TJ and Riggins Show partners. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
In honor of the 4th of July holiday, here are some facts that they won't teach you in school.
Oh boy.
People think the American dream is all pie in the sky, but there's more up there than just pie.
Right now, get up to 15% off bedroom furniture during our Independence Day sales event. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show with TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D Rob.
Sets the tone for my day.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
All right, to catch you up quickly, Lindsay is at the beach with her friends. She's going to take her friend's car to the store to get ice cream. She gets in the friend's car, and the friend's car there's some weird stuff going on there, but she takes it anyway, comes back, has an extra key fob that she took out of the car. They realize that that's not her friend's car. She went into the store. She drove to the store in an identical car that belongs to a stranger. Now she's trying to track down the strangers. Okay, go ahead.
So I see the condo manager, Wayne. I'm like, come over here, Wayne. I got a question. Whose car is that? Because we need to locate this person to let them know what happened. He said, oh, that's my wife's car. And what's funny is I left the key fob in there. His wife had texted him, hey, you have my key fob. Can you leave it in the cup holder? I'm about to leave. So she actually came out, saw her car was gone while I was gone, and they just said, I don't know. I guess I came back in the very quickly of when she came out, and Wayne said, we're all family. Don't worry. This is some South Carolina for you. We're all family. Don't worry. I was like,
oh my gosh.
So did he see you pull back up in the car?
No, or maybe because he was outside roaming. He always does little odds and ends around the condo. I don't know, but he just was so nonchalant. He was like, anytime you need it, we're family. I'm like, well, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, he probably thought you took it.
So
because you just needed a ride, I just took it. So don't worry about it. It's fine. I know you.
So I saw the wife at the pool once my kids came last night. My parents brought my kids. We were at the pool and I saw the wife and I said, I am so sorry. She said, honestly, anytime you need to borrow it. I said, well, let me tell you the story. Because I don't know if they really understood the story.
They think you just needed a car.
Yeah. So I told them the story and she was like, oh, she said, that's so funny, but I'm mainly embarrassed how dirty it was. I went, okay.
Okay.
Okay. They're the friendliest. It's just, they're from deep South Carolina. They're just like, whatever, we're family.
So was there anything in the TJ Maxx bag, like a receipt or anything she was trying to save?
No. Well, I don't know. She would never tell me. She's so sweet. But I was like, by the way, I was trying to clean out your car. Not that it was dirty. I just saw this big bag and I thought I'm going to help my friend, and she was like, girl, don't worry about it. I was like, oh my God. But there were telltale signs now that I look back. There were beads hanging from the mirror, the rear view. And Holly texted me on her way out, she was leaving yesterday. And she was like, Lindsay, Harley Davidson tag on the front, beads in the window. Really? And I went, well, I could only see the back of the car, but the Harley Davidson tags on the front. Yeah. So now it's making sense. And shag music, the whole thing. It just.
Yeah, cigarette butts in the ashtray.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever done, but also hilarious.
But crazy that the key would work. And is it one of the where you push a button with the key fob in the car, you push the button to start it, or did you have to actually put a key in it?
Yeah, just push the button. Yeah. So the key fob was in there for her.
That's right. That's why it started. Yeah.
And so it's just in exact same key fob, exact same car.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's insane.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
Beyonce was in Houston performing at one of her Cowboy Carter concerts, and during one part of the show, she flies around the stadium in a car that's suspended from the roof. And over the weekend, she was performing, and that car started to tilt while flying over the audience.
Yeah.
So she immediately went, stop, stop, stop. She was singing that song, 16 Carriages. And she goes, stop, stop. and then they lower her down. And her production company said she was immediately removed, taken down, and no one was injured. But she was up there for a while after shouting stop. Mm-hmm. Kind of a scary moment for her.
So surely she's tied off to something else.
I don't know how that even works.
Yeah, she would have to be. Because if the car is on its own cables, she wouldn't want to be strapped to one of those cables because then it would fall. She's got to be strapped to something else. She's wearing a harness of some sort. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's worried about Beyonce. I'm worried about what about the people that are sitting down on the floor? They're about to get crushed by a car.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're trying to go see Beyonce and you get hit with an old school
That's
Chevy.
a way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I think everybody below her would risk their lives to cushion her fall.
She actually did say, she said, I knew y'all would catch me if I fell. I was like, well, I might catch you. I'm not catching a 1956 Chevy Bel Air or whatever this is. So that's scary. Everybody's flying around the stadiums now. Pink does it. Now everybody flies around.
Yeah. You know who started it?
Who?
Tommy Lee, the drummer for Motley Crue. He started that. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Flying around with the
picture
drum
him.
set, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh.
On a roller coaster or something like that.
Yeah, on tracks, and he would do flips with them. He'd go all around the audience and with his whole drum set. Yeah.
Tommy Lee,
Pretty
right
cool.
above me like God, sweating on me.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Would you rather Tommy Lee fall on you, though, or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
She
I have
smells
to,
better.
Yeah, if I have to have skin-to-skin contact with somebody, I'm going Beyonce.
He's pretty
over Tommy
skinny,
Lee.
though. I think he'd deliver less of a blow, skinny as he is.
That's true.
He stinks.
You don't think Beyonce stinks mid-show?
No.
Nah.
You think she's not smelling like onions?
No, for some reason, no, I don't see it, but maybe she does too. Anyway.
I don't either. I'm just saying.
I hope not.
Yeah. So Beyonce was trending over the weekend. Katie Couric also in the news because she was pretty critical of Lauren Sanchez, the new wife of Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
They got married last week. And Katie Couric posted a picture of Lauren Sanchez on the cover of Vogue in her wedding dress. And this is what she said. Welcome to the 80s when big hair and conspicuous consumption ruled. Apparently, tacky is back. The fur is flying. The claws are out. That's pretty harsh words from a news person like Katie Couric.
Yeah. I mean, a non-biased news person.
I mean, really?
Yeah. I wonder what the deal is. I wonder if she had her eye on Bezos and Lauren Sanchez came along.
It does seem a little personal, doesn't it? Tacky. Calling it tacky?
Katie Couric's tacky.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Is she?
Yeah, she's a miserable person. A miserable old shrew.
And I happen to think this is the best Lauren Sanchez has looked throughout the whole thing. She's got, it's a very conservative look at her. She looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's having fun, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Katie Couric and her kind can't let that happen.
You don't think they're
no fun.
No fun. No fun at all. And then today's National Outfit of the Day. So, Lindsay, you want to give us a little outfit of the day really quick?
OOTD, I have a little jumper on. It's like a little one piece, built-in bra, built-in shorts, under a dress.
Love it. Happy National Outfit of the Day. We've got something really fun coming up next.
More TJ and Riggins coming up. Let's go. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. The TJ and Riggins Show, Extra Funny, The Week in Review, and all the new and past podcasts. Listen, fast forward, download, and share. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Table & Twine in Charlotte, North Carolina brings delicious chef-prepared meals right to your door. And this summer, Table & Twine allows you to spend less time in the kitchen and more time making memories with the people you love. TJ and Jody have been using Table & Twine for a while, and they just absolutely rave about it. Everything's made with fresh seasonal ingredients, and it's ready in just 20 minutes. They can even be customized for parties or lake days and special celebrations, and it's all so delicious. Check out the menu and pick your meals at tjriggins.com/table-and-twine.
Hey, TJ and Riggins TV is sponsored by Cozy Earth. I'm their #1 influencer, So go to Cozy Earth by hitting up tjriggins.com/deals and then use the promo code TJ to get 41% off.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show. Listen everywhere. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Don't forget, this Friday, TJ's going to be at the, what do they call that? The Star Show?
Sky Show.
Sky Show in Uptown Charlotte. with his radio station that he works for at night. He's got a second radio show in the evenings in Charlotte, 7 p.m. to 9 Eastern on WBT News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. So he's going to be doing his show live on Friday evening from the fireworks show.
Yeah, at the ballpark with a ball game going on at the same time.
Yeah.
A AAA game.
So fun. But you get to see the fireworks, and fireworks are a big part, especially when you live in the Southeast or the South in general, I think. I think we just cherish our fireworks more than the others. So I thought it'd be fun. Every Friday we do this thing called One Star Strip Club Reviews, and it's a feature available only to TJ and Riggins Prime Plus members. But I thought, let's do 1-star fireworks stand reviews in honor of 4th of July this Friday. So these are all real 1-star reviews from the internet from real fireworks stands across the country.
Okay.
We will start in Fort Mill, South Carolina at a place called Phantom Fireworks. John left a 1-star review. Don't go here. I had a flyer that said spend $450 and get 50% off. I went to check out and I had to spend another $60 just to get the 50% off. I didn't have my son with me or they would have gotten a piece of my boot up their behinds. It was already bad enough that their inventory was low and the prices weren't labeled. What a bunch of clowns. 1 star.
Ooh.
He's really upset.
Classless.
Sounds that way.
You clown.
Then we'll go to Conyers, Georgia, at a place called Pyro City Fireworks. Mike left a 1-star review. Just cut it a lot longer than most of these fireworks do. Very upset. At the
my
quality.
dad used to tell me that about any fireworks. When I'd say, Dad, can we get some fireworks? Son, you might as well just take the money and light it on fire because you ain't got nothing to show for it afterward.
That's true. It goes away. You don't even get to enjoy it for very long.
Yeah.
I kind of get why people aren't into them. Then we'll go to LaPlace, Louisiana.
Yeah, Laplace.
Okay. Wild Bill's fireworks stand. Jeff left a 1-star review. Fireworks is not what they used to be. Wild Bill is so high on these prices. All right. Fireworks is not what they used to be. Got it.
Used to be able to get a big 250 pack of Black Cat firecrackers for $2.
Wow. Then we'll go over to Leeds, Alabama at a place called TNT Fireworks Supercenter. Josh left a 1-star review. If it was possible, I would have given them 0 stars. These people must have hit their heads. $16 for a bottle rocket? What? Not to mention, I think the customers must have hit their heads too because the shelves were bare. What are you shopping for? 1 star.
I don't know. I haven't bought fireworks in so long. Do they just make the regular old-fashioned bottle rockets that kids used to throw at each other or put in a bottle and it just shoot up and pow? It's all. Is it all just big explosions and lights now?
I don't
just
know.
get regular old-timey fireworks?
Classic bottle rockets. I'm sure you can still get them, but $16 for a bottle rocket? He might have a point if that's what they're really costing now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Terrible. Then we'll go to Mobile, Alabama at a place called Bama Joe's Fireworks. Alan left a 1-star review. Old fireworks, they don't work. 1 star.
If they're old, do they?
They're
So they kind of
expired.
expire?
Expired, they don't fire. Bad. 1 star.
Duds.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
TJ Riggins Prime Plus members get all of the shows commercial free, plus a segment called Extra Extra Funny. All for the low, low price of $4.99 a month or $54.89 for a 12-month subscription. Sign up at the Media Center at tjriggins.com.
What is new radio? New radio is
Streaming everywhere.
listen to the show starting each weekday morning at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
So I've told y'all before about when I was a kid, there was a possibility when we were eating catfish that somebody would swallow a bone. You know, they always be careful, you gotta maybe have bones in it, because we didn't always have catfish fillets. You know, sometimes you just pull it off the fish. Same with other types of fish. You know, brim and crappie and the whole thing. So there was a chance you'd swallow a bone, and then they would say drink vinegar to dissolve it. The vinegar would dissolve it. Yeah. So I'm telling you that because I know y'all have never swallowed a fish bone. So there was a woman, and she's in Thailand. She was eating fish, and she swallowed a bone, and she couldn't get it out, couldn't choke it up. So she went to the ER. They did x-rays, and they couldn't see anything, so they sent her home. So she assumed it had dislodged itself, and she still had a sore throat. And then she figured I just scratched my throat while I was trying to get that fish bone out. Then 2 weeks later, she noticed a spot on the right side of her neck. It was looking swollen and sore. So she thought she might have a thyroid thing. She went to the hospital, but a second x-ray said, we don't see anything. They gave her some pain medication and sent her home. And one of the pain medications was a pain patch. So when she went to apply the pain patch and she pressed down on it on her neck, that fish bone popped out.
Oh. Out of her skin?
Yeah, so she has about an inch of a fish bone sticking out of the side of her neck.
Oh, my gosh.
So she went back to the ER, and she's like, tell me you don't see it now.
Yeah, right. Thanks a lot.
And how did they miss that?
I don't know. But the doctors yanked the bone out of her neck. And said they'd never seen anything like that.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
I know. It's craziness.
Well, I mean, you run tests, like, you got to see that. That's wild.
Look, I'm going to show Riggins on my computer. There's a picture of it sticking out.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Hey, poking out through her neck.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my
So disturbing.
Sorry, we don't see it. I'm going to look closer. Isn't that the whole point of an x-ray?
Yeah.
But, I mean, look how tiny it is, and it probably wouldn't be picked up on an x-ray.
You don't think?
I don't know. Tiny as in the circumference of it.
Yeah.
It's thin.
Tiny, yeah. But it's long.
Yeah, it almost looks like when a feather's coming out of a down pillow. Mm-hmm. You know, like the end of a feather. It's like just sticking out of her side of her neck, though.
Ouch.
They just pull it out.
She won't be eating that again.
Well, she said she just won't eat fish for a while.
But no.
That wouldn't bother me.
Huh?
If I was eating fish like that and I got a fish bone stuck in my throat and it came out of the side of my neck, it's not going to keep me from, getting a filet of fish sandwich at McDonald's or anything.
Well.
I'm not going to go without eating fish because I love a fish sandwich.
Yeah.
Maybe just fish with no bone.
Yeah.
Like at McDonald's.
I've gotten a filet of fish sandwich from McDonald's that had bones in it before. I'm the only person in the world that's ever gotten it I know of. Yeah.
Literally the only, and probably ever will.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Lucky me.
TJ, Riggins, and Lindsay want to thank you for listening.
Let's go!
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
The TJ and Riggins Show is available to stream every weekday around 7 a.m. Eastern at tjriggins.com. Stream it on your phone, on your iPad, in your car, on your laptop at work, or even from your smart home devices. You might be saying, hey, Riggins, I can't listen live. Well, that's not a problem. Listen later as a podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music, or at tjriggins.com. The Week in Review, Group Therapy, the Extra Funny Podcast, the TJ and Jody's House Podcast, all of your favorites every day of the week. Listen live or listen later at tjriggins.com.
Hey, it's TJ, the #1 influencer for Cozy Earth. And, they're having a big thing going on now with summer deals up to 55% off. They say they made too much stuff. Other people say it's overstocked, but Cozy Earth's a little too classy to say that. That's right. So you still get that big 41% discount when you go to tjriggins.com/deals and then use the code TJ at checkout. Cozy Earth is fantastic. Check them out today and save.
Book your stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. That's where all of our guests stay because it's awesome. They've even got 2 spectacular restaurants on site. You're going to love your stay at the Hyatt-centric Charlotte South Park. Book your stay today at tjriggins.com/Hyatt.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show. With TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D Rob. Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Lindsay, would you describe your husband's hair, like if you were describing him, would you say he's got blonde hair, he's got this, or would you say he's got light brown hair or reddish brown hair? What would you say his hair color is?
I normally go to blonde just because that's how he was born, but it's gotten darker. It's like dirty blonde.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like my little friend Jenny's handsome husband Michael, his hair is blonde. I mean, he's a full on blonde man. And there's a woman who has taken to the TikTok because she has a blonde boyfriend, and she has some thoughts on it. Listen.
I have a blonde boyfriend, so technically I am a lesbian. Happy Pride. And although I think my blonde boyfriend's really cute, I do think blonde men are like golden doodles where you have to like breed them that way. They're not supposed to exist. And so they have like a lot of health complications. Like, I don't think it was God's plan to have blonde men, although I love them. I think that like that is like unnatural.
So it's unnatural to have a blonde man.
Well, not in Sweden where my husband's family was born. That's an odd take.
I mean, obviously she's trying to be funny and all that, but you don't see as many just pure blonde men in the world today, in our country.
No, you don't.
You know, a lot of times they'll be like I was born with blonde hair, and when I grew up I was what they call cotton-headed and all that, but when I reached a certain age it started turning brown.
Yeah.
Same with my son. You know, he was blonde when he was a little kid, and now he's brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More women stay blonde than men do.
Well,
with naturally, not
Oh, naturally. Okay. I'm like, well, we got some help, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how dark is your hair color, Lindsay, if you did nothing to it?
You see this? Line on my scalp? That's it.
Mm-hmm. So really dark.
Real dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was born jet black, but,
Wow. I bet your dad was like, Yeah, I mean, you and your brothers have the same color hair, right? Aren't y'all pretty much the same color hair?
So we grew up saying my younger brother was adopted because he was toe-headed. That's what they called him, like cottonhead,
Mm-hmm.
So Drew's the only one with blonde, and then everyone else has dark.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
he's blonde hair, blue eyes. We're all dark.
Okay. So Carol may have been bored by the time he came around.
Because Steve didn't want another. He didn't want a third. So.
Yeah, and that daddy of yours out there chasing down fugitives with being a U.S. Marshal and all.
Mm-hmm. Huh?
Eric Rudolph or Erica Rudolph?
She was like, you can't tell me where you're going? Well, I'm not telling you where I'm going.
Preach.
Mm-hmm.
Get it, Carol.
They're getting slandered, Steve and Carol.
They're like, what did we do?
What did we do?
You're sitting here watching your kids at the beach.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Subscribe to all the shows at tjriggins.com and never miss the latest episodes. Thank you for joining us. This is TJ and Riggins. TJ and Riggins. TJ and Riggins. TJ and Riggins. The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
A reason for Tesla to celebrate over the weekend, Tesla completed its first fully autonomous vehicle delivery to somebody that bought a Tesla. They normally drop the Teslas off in a big semi-truck, they roll them off or you go to the lot. This car drove itself from the factory across town and rolled up in front of this guy's house and delivered itself. They said the top speed it reached fully autonomously was 73 miles an hour because it was on the interstate by itself and then rolled up in front of the guy's house across town. So they've never done that before.
Yeah. So, I mean, they punched the address in there, and instead of just driving the way the GPS tells you, it goes the route. It's programmed into the car.
Yeah. The customer said he had gotten a call from Tesla the day before and said, hey, would you like to be part of this thing? We're going to film it. And he said, yeah, sure. And so they got a bunch of pictures with him, and he's waiting outside in front of his house, and this car just drives up and delivers itself. It's kind of weird. A little
No
unsettling.
way. Ugh.
Yeah.
Was Elon in the car behind it videoing?
Doesn't say. I don't think Elon was on the on site, but he was definitely tweeting about it. He's very proud of those cars.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, whatever you think about that.
Yeah, I would come closer to liking that if it were a gas-powered car. I just don't. I just can't get. I can't do anything about electric cars.
Yeah. I saw an electric pickup yesterday, and it was as quiet as can be. I thought, that doesn't seem right. When it looks like a Tesla, it kind of makes sense that it's quiet. But seeing a pickup make no noise is weird.
Yeah, we're all going to know that we've reached the end of times, and as we know it, whenever the first time you see a Harley Davidson pull up, it doesn't make any noise because it's electric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they're doing that too.
That's going to be strange.
Yeah. So, Tesla in the news. TJ, I'm sure you saw this. Optic Texas, the esports company, won back-to-back Call of Duty World Championships over the weekend. So no team has ever done this before. They won the Call of Duty video game World Championship.
It's amazing.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And if I hadn't had to be at that Braves game this weekend with my son, I would have been there.
Is that right?
In Austin, watching this.
To see it happen.
Yeah.
People were saying it's comparable to when Michael Jordan won back-to-back championships. When was that? 96, 97?
Oh,
something
come
like that.
on.
Compare.
That just lights my fire. I'm mad.
It's the same thing. You know, Michael Jordan wins MVP in the NBA championship back-to-back, and then this team wins a Call of Duty World Championship back-to-back.
Oh,
Same thing.
Yeah. I bet
Give me a
Michael
break.
Jordan would say the same thing too. He'd go, "Hey, welcome to the club. It's an elite club." You know.
Get comfortable. This is what it's like. It's lonely at the top, you know, when you're some of the greatest to ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, next year they're gonna three-peat, just like the Bulls did.
It's just crazy. So they are getting discussed in the news today. And then they had the NHL draft over the weekend. And, you know, for the NFL draft, they have like big performances and stuff like that and big celebrity guests. And at the NHL draft, I found out they have the Goo Goo Dolls performing, which is great. Yeah. Not quite. You know, they like hockey and.
Yeah, they're from Buffalo, so they love hockey.
Makes sense. So congratulations to all the guys that are now on NHL teams. I have a question about TJ's past, where he met the love of his life. Coming up next.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to hear the new TJ and Riggins shows, archives, podcasts, watch the show, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
So you've heard me talk about Mandu Charlotte, and now it's your time to go for absolutely free. Mandu Charlotte is an electromuscle stimulation workout. It's only 15 minutes, and it feels like you've been in the gym for hours. You're toner, leaner, stronger. You feel better in your clothes. You look better in your clothes. What's not to love? So check out Mandu Charlotte at tjriggins.com/fitness and get your first session free. Mandu Charlotte.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
Baby, let's go.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show.
TJ, was the lighthouse the place where you met your wife?
Not where I met her. It's where I saw her for the first time.
You saw her for the first time.
Yeah, and my buddy was the one that was pointing her out, talking about how pretty she was and all that.
And the lighthouse was a nightclub.
Yeah, it was a dance club.
Club.
Crazy dance club.
A danceteria.
I met her at a different one called the Bayview Yacht Club.
Okay, yeah. I remember that one too.
The Bayview.
So you saw her at the lighthouse, met her at the Bayview.
Yes.
Was one of them, did either of them have a reputation for being like the place to go find somebody hot?
No.
Oh, no?
No, but the Bayview more than the lighthouse. The lighthouse ended up, being called the Fight House. It was the, it was the, I think it had more they said it had more drugs going through there and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, but I never saw anything. I mean, I'm wide-eyed and young. I didn't see any of that stuff.
Good. I hate hearing that there was drugs in the lighthouse. I don't want to think about it like that.
Not in the lighthouse.
Not in the lighthouse. Was there a club, Lindsay, where you grew up, like, or one place where you were like, this is kind of the go-to place to find somebody?
I think in college, yeah.
Yeah.
We had that one spot every night, you know.
Yeah.
But the Bayview Yacht Club was the one known to have the more sophisticated girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, sure, it's got yacht in the name. It just gives the air of...
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It wasn't a yacht club. It was, I don't know why they called it the Bayview Yacht Club. But, yeah, it had more preppy type girls in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's a woman in Newberry, South Carolina, which is west of Columbia, I think. And she said the place in Newberry where everybody goes, especially if you're single and older, Hardee's. Wednesday night, Sunday nights after church. She said her father, once her mother died, was at that Hardee's every Wednesday and Sunday night with all the other single people because that's where you went to find love.
Wow.
After church, Wednesday and Sunday nights.
Now in Concord, it was the K&W cafeteria.
Yeah, but doesn't that strike you as like much older clientele?
Yeah, I mean, after church, that's where people went to meet people.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah.
I got a feeling she's talking about. She said this place is packed out.
Yeah.
So I got a feeling it's people of all ages just going to the Hardee's.
Well, and
to find
Hardee's
love.
out of all places, yeah.
Well, I mean, you can just go in there and you're not spending a fortune on dinner, and you just hang out and it's a fun atmosphere compared to going to a cafeteria where you gotta be quiet.
He said he was up there drinking coffee and stuff. And I'll be honest, the only way I found out this information is because I was watching a mukbang video of her, and she was eating a damn pork chop and gravy biscuit from Hardee's, and that thing looked so good. She was like, "There's gravy on the top and the bottom." Now we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, baby. Gravy on the top and the bottom. But she said it's always been the place to go for singles. So I love that. Small town, ways to find love in a small town. You don't have to rely on Tinder and dating apps.
No, and you're in there with people that have you assume have your same principles and all. They just come from church.
They're just coming from church. They deserve love. So if you can get, a fat breakfast scramble burrito along with the love of your life, that's a win-win.
Big old monster burgers.
Please.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
All right, let's go.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
New radio is your new marketing, advertising, and influencing dream option. Go to tjriggins.com/explosion. The future of advertising is here. tjriggins.com/explosion.
The perfect start to the day.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show.
Just the best.
Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
This is a sad story. There was an ice cream truck in a neighborhood in College Station, Texas. And one of the men in the neighborhood noticed that while the kids were gathered around getting ice cream, the ice cream truck driver was acting suspiciously, and he was asking kids for their phones and punching in numbers, things like that. So the concerned citizen's name is Michael Valadez, and he's 42. He obviously assumed that there was some kind of a perverting going on there.
Yeah.
And so he went and just started pummeling the guy, according to the reports, and then threatened to shoot him. And then he took his phone away from him. But it turns out that guy wasn't being a perv. It's just that he accepts Apple Pay now.
Oh, okay. Oops. My bad. Sorry for
just doing his business, and the kids are paying him with the phones.
Yeah.
And I get the concern if you see that happening.
Yeah.
But you walk up and ask the question before you just start pummeling somebody because you think they're being a prevert.
Right.
I just
You get all
started
the
wailing.
details.
Yeah. Come on, just ask the man. Obviously, he's out in the middle of everybody. He's doing something. Go ask him what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor guy.
That ice cream, you beat up the ice cream truck, man. That's terrible.
They're
Over
like the
nothing.
happiest people on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, people understand how he was protecting the kids. He thought he was. But again, you can't just attack unless you know for sure that like you see someone being abducted or whatever, just by exchanging phone or holding their phone for a second and giving it back to them. Go, hey man, what are you doing there? Yeah. You know what he just said? Oh, this is it's 2025. I'm having to do Apple Pay now. Yeah. Even the kids have Apple Pay.
Nope. Just go in wailing.
Just going in wailing on it.
Wailing. I love the phrase. He thought some perverting was going on. Some perverting. There ain't no perverting going on up there, is there?
Not no more.
Once I get
Since I done laid down 10 fingers of justice on him.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. It's now easier than ever at the homepage. TJRiggins.com. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
People ask me all the time, what do you love about R. Gregory Jewelers? Well, I'm going to tell you, R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville is a family-run company. So they find you the best deals at the best prices with the friendliest service. You're not in an awkward situation where someone's like a pushy sales associate. They don't do any of that. And they really want to help you find the diamond or the jewelry or the watch of your dreams. So check out R. Gregory Jewelers in downtown Statesville today. R. Gregory Jewelers, we speak diamond.
The TJ and Riggins Show stream is sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers in Statesville, North Carolina. They're family owned and operated, and they speak diamond. Find something beautiful at tjriggins.com/diamond.
New Radio Net presents the TJ and Riggins Show with TJ, Riggins, Lindsay, Tech D, Rob.
Sets the tone for my day.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
There's a new trend. Since Ozempic and those types of drugs are so expensive, people are ordering the active ingredients from China and then mixing up their own weight loss drugs.
Oh, no.
Saving a lot of money.
I bet they are.
So they don't die.
Yeah. Well, you know what experts are saying? Don't do that. It's not safe to do that. Oh, of course they are, because they're it's hitting on their bottom line.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want it. They don't want us figuring out that we can do it without them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna order it from China.
And it's a shot, right? It you got to put it in a syringe and all that stuff.
Well, the way that the way that it happens here, but I don't know. Maybe China they give you some sort of an elixir recipe and you just drink it.
Well, it just came out. I get ads for it constantly on my Instagram. There's a drop, I guess, you put on your tongue or under your tongue or something. It's it's Ozempic, but it's oral.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when will yours be here? I only ordered a case of it. I'll see what happens.
I was tempted. But no. Too shady, too new.
Instagram delivering you all that information is not a mistake. I mean, you're looking for up something that revolves around Ozempic, or you're taking in a lot of content about Ozempic stuff.
I'm talking about it constantly. I know people on it. I mean, my phone's hearing me.
Well, you know what my Instagram has done over this weekend? My son loves two things: baseball and UFC fighting. So scrolling through Instagram yesterday when I got home, and I'm trying to catch up on some of these political sites and things like that, the only thing I'm getting offered to me is UFC fights. Yeah. Just nothing but UFC fights, because they had a big fight Saturday night. and it's everything I'm getting.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you heard your son talking. The phone heard your son talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So yeah, that's why Lindsay's getting these ads for Chinese Ozempic.
She's talking about it all the time. I'm thinking about Ozempic. Are you thinking about Ozempic?
And I would love to just get it from the black market and make it myself. I wish I had an ad for that to tell me how to do it.
This is the TJ and Riggins Show. Make your company part of the new radio explosion. Go to tjriggins.com/explosion. Thank you for joining us. This is TJ and Riggins. The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
Brad Pitt back on top. His movie F1 was a big hit in theaters over the weekend. I think $56 million domestically, over almost 200 worldwide.
F1? No, F2.
F2?
That be the sequel?
I think so. It's about F1 racing, so they expected it to be big overseas as well because they just know more about that stuff. But this was the first Apple TV movie that was a major hit in theaters. They said the budget was $300 million, but since Apple was paying for it, it wasn't that big of a cost for them. And they want to prove to people that they can make great movies ready for theaters.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go see this. I don't care.
I'll probably see it this weekend.
Really? Why are you saying it like that?
Because my bunch wants to see it.
Okay. Because your wife now thinks Brad Pitt is hot?
Well, yeah, and then, little friend Jenny and handsome husband Michael are, they're race people.
Right. Okay.
They like cars.
Yeah, sure. Well, you got to let us know your thoughts on the movie.
Yeah.
The reviewers love it.
Okay.
And audiences seem to like it as well. So,
right.
Brad Pitt back on top in the movie theater game. Love that.
I like it.
Today's National Social Media Day. So whether you like Instagram or you've moved on to places like TikTok or Blue Sky.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's something for everybody now. Are you still on Facebook at all? Do you ever get?
No.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have just abandoned. Lindsay, you're not on Facebook, right?
I'm not. My Instagram posts go automatically onto my Facebook, but that's about it.
Oh, look at you. You're unplugged in.
Unplugged.
So
I don't know how I did it. It just happened, so we're going to leave it.
Were you on MySpace back in the day?
Oh, heck yeah. I can still log. Well, when MySpace was still a thing, I could log on. My pictures are so grainy and.
Yeah.
Ugh.
If you could, you can't log in right now. It's dead, right? You can't get back into your profile.
I don't know. A few years ago, I logged in.
See if you can get in, because I would love to take a peek at your MySpace page from 2002 and the song. I would love to see it. See if you can do that today.
You know what song it was? What? You're way too beautiful, girl. Sean Kingston. Yeah, when you go to somebody's MySpace page, it would just automatically start playing a song.
Yeah.
And it was very important that you picked the right one and you had the right aesthetic on your MySpace page.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a peek at that soon. And then what else do we have? Oh, I've got a fun story to share, and I need TJ's expert advice coming up next.
More TJ and Riggins coming up. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Hey, it's TJ, the number one influencer for Cozy Earth. And, they're having a big thing going on now with summer deals up to 55% off. They say they made too much stuff. Other people say it's overstocked, but Cozy Earth's a little too classy to say that. That's right. So you still get that big 41% discount when you go to tjriggins.com/deals and then use the code TJ at checkout. Cozy Earth is fantastic. Check them out today and save.
Now, back to the TJ and Riggins Show. Listen everywhere. Thank you for being part of the new radio explosion.
I found out over the weekend that the last episode of Gilligan's Island, they don't get off the island. That was my reaction too. I remember Gilligan's Island. That was off the air long before I was born. And I had seen a couple episodes, but this thing popped up on TV. It was like, they didn't get off the island until this made-for-TV movie that came out years later I think it was in the 80s.
Right.
And that just like blew my mind. That's got to be, I've never seen the show all the way through, but that's the worst series ending ever. They don't get off the island at the end. That's terrible.
It was already a rerun show whenever I was old enough to watch it and everything. So it was just one of those after school shows on TBS that would run. I've never seen it all the way through or anything. It was kind of silly to me. It is silly. My sense of humor has always been more sophisticated, than that. But I do remember that made-for-TV movie, and it almost seems like they made a resort kind of deal on the island. That's why they were staying there, so people would come visit them on the island and stuff.
That was the first one when they get off the island was such a hit with audiences. They decided to do a second movie sequel, and that's where they voluntarily go back to the island to start this resort.
Okay, so I knew it was something about that.
And then they did 2 more after that. But I found out that Ginger was never a part. They just did an interview with Ginger. She's 91 years old. She's the last remaining surviving member of Gilligan's Island, and she hates the show, doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, she's always been that way.
I love it.
What do you mean?
She doesn't even recall Gilligan's Island. She refers to it as the show or GI. And she said, I hate that it's followed me around. Like, I appreciate the people reaching out to me, but it was a bad experience. They've tried to make me out like a demon on the show, and I was supposed to be like a Lucille Ball kind of character, and they made me like this mean, rich snob.
Yeah.
And she said, who would want to be that for the rest of their life? Not me.
She's always hated it. Yeah, she's always, and after it was over and she would do interviews and stuff, she'd say, I don't want to talk about that. I'm trying to work on this. And then everybody because she was typecast forever.
Yeah.
From that.
She said that I was supposed to play a Marilyn Monroe, Lucille Ball kind of character, and they made me out to be mean. So I just for 50 years, I'm livid about it. That is crazy.
Yeah, she's always been disgruntled about the show.
Well, long story short, I did watch Return to Gilligan's Island, part of it on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, it was, I'm sure it had its time.
It's corny, though.
Yeah, it was pretty corny. But get them off the island. That's the worst. Everyone talk about Game of Thrones being the worst. Sopranos. No, it's Gilligan's Island. That's the worst. Left them on the island.
More TJ and Riggins coming up.
The TJ and Riggins Show is new at 7 a.m. Eastern each weekday morning and available most anywhere you watch or listen to shows. YouTube, podcast platforms, streaming and radio station sites are all now at our media center at tjriggins.com. It works just like an app, easy to navigate, and you'll get everything right there on one page. All the podcasts, all the videos, all the great deals you can take advantage of as a member of the radio family. The TJ and Riggins Show is right there in your hand. Learn how to add it to your phone's home screen at tjriggins.com/ad.